It's really about making sure your story is told. Everyone has a story, and video is the best way to do that, because next to seeing someone in person, there just isn't another way to do it. If you establish that trust, someone knows that your product or service is the key to their solution, you won them over. I'm going to show you ways that you can take video and kind of mimic that feeling, so that way when you use video, you know it's going to be successful.
It set the tone for the event. A lot of people warmed up and felt more comfortable here.
Video, when done right, gets people to know and like you and feel like you're there, and get them to want to learn more, reach out to you instead of you going out and finding them. And the way to ensure you get results from video is to go in with a purpose when creating any sort of video. You have to have a goal in mind.
She really delivered valuable content that I know I'm going to go home and start to look at my marketing a lot differently and add some of the key videos that she has instructed us to do.
She offered up some new insight and some things that I thought that I can actually take away tonight and start to use in my talks in the future. So for that alone, there was a ton of value.
Obviously, all these videos are selling, but because they're done right, it doesn't really feel like you're being sold. You are, but it's connecting with the message that you actually care about, or at least their ideal clients care about, and that's why they're successful at actually selling and attracting those clients.
One thing I could say about Meaghan, in addition to the actionable items, is that she really met us where we were at. She knew who her audience was and what we needed to get rolling.
You're worried about what others are thinking, right? We're not really focused on what we think as much. We're more so concerned about the perception that people have of ourselves, because there's a certain image that we want to put out there, and we want to set ourselves up for success for that first impression, that lasting impression.
Meaghan really stuck out to me because she shared her trials and tribulations in the past, which got her to where she is today.
So let me share with you my biggest fear when it came to getting started with video. So I started in a more literal sense of using video as a TV news reporter. So I had to step in front of the camera. No choice, it was part of the job. And my biggest fear was being so young and even looking younger for my age. I was worried that my appearance would make me less credible, that people wouldn't take me seriously because of how young I looked. So when I started working at CBS, just south of Chicago, I was only 22 years old. So I was young anyways. And then add that I could easily pass for a freshman of high school. So that was already difficult for me, and the tricky things about news is that the perfect age for news is 30 years old. You want to be 30 and look 30. That's like the sweet spot, especially for women in news. And I was neither. I didn't look it, I wasn't 30. So what made it even more difficult for me to overcome that fear was that it was perpetuated across my office. I was the youngest person at that news station, and my news director even came up with all these different rules of how to make Meaghan look older. I had to always wear a jacket, have structure, and to look more adult. That was like all said adult. I'm like, I am an adult. Someone even suggested maybe you should wear glasses. Maybe that will do something. Maybe that will make you look older. And I was like, that's not me though. I don't want to put up something. I don't wear glasses. And so I was trying to get better about it, and I was able to bring in lots of skills too. I was great at bringing out interviews and people. I was great at getting people comfortable in front of the camera. I was even great at pulling off interviews that other news stations weren't able to pull off. And I was great at moving really, really fast. I was able to make things happen. Man, if you want a really good crash course in time management, try broadcast news. So I found that when I was looking at it a different perspective, I found that, you know what? Maybe my appearance and the way I am is part of the reason why I was able to get people to do interviews with me. I was more approachable. I was less intimidating than some of the reporters. Maybe because my appearance of lack of experience made it easier, for example, politicians to open up with different topics that they wouldn't necessarily with other reporters. So once I found a way to make it kind of an asset of my fear, then it kind of went away and I wasn't worried about it anymore.
Well, first of all, her voice. She is her own individual. She knows exactly what she wants and where she wants to go. And for most speakers, they're kind of half in, kind of half out. And I think for a speaker to really be successful, it takes them to fully commit to what they want to do. And I think she's proved that on her journey as far as making the start and the commitment and following through.
When your authentic self is in front of the camera, people feel it and they resonate with it. You need to make it consistent, because then people are just reminded of who you are, what your brand is, and it just makes it easier for them to want to buy from you in the end. You have to think about your look and your sound and your expressions. And when you put all those together and really prepare and practice, you will feel naturally that much more confident when you go on the camera.
One of the things I loved about what she shared with us was concrete actionable items. So real specific things that we could put into place that were easy, that were doable.
So for example, if you want to guide someone down a path, then walking and moving it down with your messaging makes sense. As long as it's aligned with what you're saying, it helps you move along. It makes it that much easier for people to find it interesting to look at you, especially if you're just doing a talking head video. And for makeup, the key is to avoid shimmer. And sorry guys, you gotta put all that bronzers away, you know? You can't add that shimmer to your face.
If you're looking at bringing your business to the next level and using video to market yourself, you should give Meaghan a call.
Video has to be focused on results. You know that in business, when you focus on delivering results to your clients, then you get results, right? It has to be results focused because that's what people want. And video allows you to give people what they want.
Let's give it up for Meaghan Corson, ladies and gentlemen.